As an artist, do you offer certain music products or music services like your music, your merch, tickets, Patreon, what have you? Do any of those make more money than the others? On the flip side, does any of the products and services you have make any money or no money or less money? Every product or service that you offer to your fans should be carrying its own weight to ensure your revenue stays steady or grows over time. Now, before we make more money today, go ahead and focus on that subscribe button. It lets you know that I made more videos or I put new videos out. It helps me. It tells YouTube that I'm still here, still making videos, and more people should see it. So like I said in the intro, every product or service you offer should be carrying its own weight and should be able to produce the revenue on its own and not rely on, a combination of 1 to 5 other revenue sources, for example, to support its weight. It should not be losing you money. So today we're going to take a look at some examples of what your income streams could be and some questions to ask yourself in terms of evaluating it and seeing, should I keep it? Should I grow it? Should I cut it? Should I reduce my dependence on it? For example, let's say your revenue streams look something like this. Live shows, you make $500 a month. In merch, you're making $300 a month. In Patreon, $200 a month. You're giving music lessons for $150 a month. You're selling actual physical music, so maybe about $70 a month. And then we'll just group streaming and other royalties, let's say $20 a month. I know that probably is a little high, but for the sake of this exercise, let's say it's $20 a month. Once we have that list, and like I said, I'd recommend maybe stopping this video and writing out your own like this, largest to smallest. Now let's evaluate what you could do to get more or less out of each of these. So here are some questions you could ask yourself based on my example. If you're playing one weekly live show for $125 a month or week, can you increase your per show payment? Can you play a second show some weeks? So I took that $500 for the live shows and divided it by 4, so $125 a week. So that means that can you increase your monthly or your live show income just by saying you charge $150 for a show, $200 for a show, $250 for a show? That immediately could double your live show income. And if you can't do that for some reason, or you're still early in your game and you feel uncomfortable asking for more yet, that's okay. Just consider playing, if you're playing like just Friday nights right now, play Friday and Saturday some weeks, just to add a little bit extra to what you're already making. Another question could be is, do you want to be playing more live shows, or do you enjoy this being your biggest income stream? Now play devil's advocate and say, all right, I like playing live shows, but not that much. Or I want to play 3 times as much as I currently do because live shows are what really amp me up. So stay true to what motivates you, what you love doing, what you're passionate about. Are live shows something you want to be making money from? I mean, you should be, but at what level or what percentage of your income? Another one, if you're selling some merch at shows and some online, which is easier to promote or sell? Is it easier to talk on the stage and promote, and do you make more sales with merch at the live show because it's a human connection? Or are people just saying, oh, I'll get it online later? And is it easier to promote it via social media and your email saying, hey, thanks for coming out to the show yesterday, here's my merch? Kind of figure out which one is easier. If they're both working, great, improve that. But you really should evaluate what makes the most sense to you. And again, on the flip side, is merch a preferred revenue stream to be pushing? Do you want to be making a lot of merch, or do you want merch to be exclusive, light, an extra bonus, something that's rare and hard to find? Now, another one is, can you sign up more fans to your email list and get them into your Patreon to increase memberships? On the flip side, do you find enjoyment in delivering benefits to Patreon subscribers? Is Patreon an easy lift, an easy monthly revenue? Cool. I would say focus on delivering more value, more benefits, really engage with those people and get them to spend more, or get more people to spend the same that you're asking on your tiers. In regards to music lessons, can you be giving more music lessons? Do you even like giving music lessons? Do you want to be giving more? Would you prefer to decrease them? Some musicians enjoy sharing their love of music with others. Some teaching can be a little bit, a little bit anxiety, it's not quite as natural as performing live. So gauge how music lessons fit into your revenue streams. Now, do you prefer selling your music over streaming your music? And what kind of people are opting into paying for your music rather than streaming it? And how do you find more of those? I mean, do you prefer that you're making probably more money on a physical sale versus the streaming, as we all know? But which one is more work for you? Which one do you prefer? Which one are you more passionate about? Which one do your fans seem to enjoy? So evaluate how you're delivering your music too, because streaming platforms are great for discovery, but there's no set rule that says you have to be on Spotify, that you have to be in Apple Music, that you have to be on Tidal. Really think about, does it make more sense just to sell direct to fans and I make more money doing it and I get to keep more of the cut? Now finally, let's address that streaming and royalties line item from above. How can you improve your marketing campaigns to increase streaming payments? How can you get more people listening to Spotify, your Apple Music streams, and increase your chances of hitting that 1,000 streams, threshold that will get you paid actually by some of these platforms? And on the flip side, are you even interested in increasing streaming revenue, or are you fed up with Spotify and the streaming model? You don't have to play the game if you don't want to. Go back to selling physical CDs at your shows. People still do have CD players. People still have tape decks. People still have vinyl players. Heck, there's a good chance some people still have 8 tracks, but we're not going to go back that far, okay? As you noticed, I had a positive and a negative question, or a optimistic version and a devil's advocate version for each of those revenue streams. So it's important to ask yourself questions from both angles to make sure you enjoy executing on them and they're making enough to support you. So it's kind of a win-win. Do I like it, and does it pay me enough? Ask yourself, if you make a lot of money from something but completely hate doing it, is it worth it? On the flip side, if you don't make any money from something but love doing it, does it even have potential? So take serious time to evaluate how you're making money now and how you can improve your cash flow and quality of life, because both things matter. You have to like it, or you really want to, like most of it. You might not like all of it, but at least, shoot for the 80% that you like doing it and you're making enough money from it. This won't happen overnight, but truly look at what brings you joy and revenue as a happiness equation for your music career. And I guarantee you'll succeed, whether you have 100 fans, 1,000 fans, or 1,000,000 fans. That happiness equation is going to help you enjoy what you do. So if I made you super happy today with this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you find all my content helpful, or today's content helpful, hit subscribe. You'll know when I make more videos. If any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. I love hearing from you guys and I'm happy to respond, and I will see you next time.